GMX, Biggie, and Scream. We have another armor picked up, an HE on GMX, and Scream going Kevlar. And they're all just heading B, Anders. So there you go. I mean, this is looking pretty clear cut. What they could attempt to do is actually try and go through underpass and go through into connector. But they just don't really have the nades for an A take. You need the nades to be able to slow things down on A.
Well, they're going to show themselves a B anyway, so give Stunder a bit of a chance to spot them out. He's instantly going to pop that Molotov. So, I mean, they've accomplished that much so far. Spent 10 seconds on using one flash and one Molotov, and that's not too bad. In the middle, and as you said, they end up getting into window here from underpass. Alu is going to go down, and he's a key player here. He gets dropped. Stunder, though, will get a kill in return. So now we're back into a 4-on-4, but I'm not sure they're realizing where Foxio is.
No, they know exactly where Foxio is because he just pulled off one of the sickest plays. Now he's going to catch Caron outside. In mid, Caron is taken out. Now, we'll come back to what Foxio did because it was disgusting. Stonda finds Biggie lurking in mid, though. But that's still 3 guys from Epsilon getting up onto this A site.
Oh, Stonda, he gets the one shot in here. Now it is a 2-on-2. Stonda's currently picked up a triple kill. Natsu's coming up from the stairwell here. Just looking for a headshot. But GMX with that Tech 9, he just switches and shoots. Stonda now with a quad kill. He's looking for the ace. He just needs a 1-click here on Scream, and it's going to be all over. He's running in. He's got 9 bullets left. Doesn't want to reload. Jumping up on the box. He's looking for Scream. He's doing the damage. He's got the knife out. He's trying to knife Scream in the pistol of the first map. Absolute insanity, and it backfires, Semmler.
Yeah, backfires in a big way. I think it's because he felt so much pressure. He didn't have a kit to get that defuse, and it had already ticked so far, that bomb, that he realized if it takes even a couple more seconds to try and kill Scream, it's just not going to happen, so I might as well get the money out of this.
What?
But, yeah.
I don't know.
There were so many things there that happened, though. Foxio with a sick jump from mid into mid window. Like, he literally jumps, he goes up onto the railing, right, jumps into window, and as his feet touch the ground, just annihilates the man who was holding window. I think it wasn't Caron, I'm thinking it was Disturbed. But it was just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, well, the weird thing was that Caron kind of pushed down through connector afterwards. Like, he wouldn't realize that Fox would be there to listen. So there were some weird things going on that round for both teams. But I think trying to knife is it's not advisable, ladies and gentlemen. Try and not do that at home. And Natsu sneaking up with Deagle in hand. He gets the body shot in on screen, which is worth something, but he was looking for a headshot. Now that he's down, it's going to leave Stonda again, the almost hero of the last round, back a sight here, and he's already taken some damage. This is going to be an almost impossible defense for him.
Yeah, and Biggie already managed to sneak out and take out Stonda, who was holding on the site. So this is shaping up like a perfect round here. Foxio, however, taking a real fight here with 3 guys. P250s and CZs, this is real risky business here, but they do manage to establish crossfire, and it will be the perfect round here for Epsilon. Despite Foxio kind of charging in there. That's always what you got to wonder about Foxio as well. You know, you mentioned this at the beginning of the match, how Alu is a bit more of a complete player in a sense. He knows how to measure risk versus reward. Foxio is definitely one of those guys where he'll get an idea in his head and he'll just go and do it, right? So he's like, oh, they've got 3 pistols? I don't care. I'll still just go ahead and take this fight, right? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But that time around, at least he managed to just come back around the corner, communicate to his teammates, and set up so that they managed to hold on to all their guns.
Now look at this play here from 3D Max. They actually push all the way up middle. They don't see anyone, though Biggie heard them, and now they're running back down into middle, trying to see if they can catch Epsilon getting into the A site, but they're just a second too late. And Epsilon are going to get the bomb plant in here. Scream drops. Foxio could be next if he's a little bit too exposed here, but they seem to have the situation under control more or less, and Alu, looking for one last pick-off, is going to get Biggie down, so that should be it. Epsilon should not lose any more members trying to catch Alu here, but you never know. It's going to be the end of it. Foxio with a triple kill and 3 quick rounds in favor for Epsilon here. Now, it's 3D Max's turn to come up with a reply. There's Stonda with the AWP, and there's Alu with the AWP. So already, Semmler, the prophecy has been fulfilled.
Yeah, 0 hesitation on their part. And I really like this as well out of 3D Max, just because Mirage is a map that can play to double op and play very well. So this is a big ace that 3D Max are willing to bring right at the start. They aren't going to mess around and go halvesies and just say, okay, we'll get 1 op and then we'll get another rifle right and we'll go for a standard play. They aren't wasting any time at all. 3D Max are going straight for their ace card. So
they're not doing they're not doing the check raising, really annoying poker type play.
Right.
That's
no, it's no slow play here. No slow play. This is just, you know, flop all in. Let's go.
Everyone hates those players anyway. So annoying. But yes, you're right. They just bring out straight away, which is a risk. I mean, in the sense that they've pretty much depleted their bank entirely, and Alu also has very few grenades, and Disturbed has pretty much none either. So a bit of a risk taken here by 3D Max, but I think it's definitely worth it. Now they just need to get the kills, and you can see that Epsilon is setting up for a pretty standard A-tick right here, but already first bit of return on that investment. Stonda picking up the second kill, and the bomb is dropped. Foxio does take down one, but Disturbed is still on the shadows, just waiting. Foxio getting a kill with the AK here. Second one, in fact. He's going to be alone, and Stonda will take him down. So, I mean, great work from Foxio, but it was not nearly enough.
Oh, and Disturbed can't get back to CT in time to pick up all those op either. So that's actually a costly round right there. Corone, I thought that would be in like the key position for 3D Max in that round actually, because through all the flashes, he managed to sneak into Get Right. And I don't think that anybody coming out of pit from Epsilon had any idea that he was there. If it weren't for the man in A apartments getting killing him outright, he could have made a big difference there. Corone still managed to land a headshot, but that's just not enough. He needed to get the kill. He needed to get the kill right there to keep Alu alive.
I agree. That looked like that was going to be the case. Now, 3D Max pretty aggressive in the middle this time, actually, not afraid to stand in mid and just look underpass, and they do that for a while, and Epsilon is content to waiting them out before they sort of slowly walk into middle to regain just a little bit of control here in the 5th round. I would say right now they're just looking for a pick-off. The bomb is in B hallways, and if they can kill someone in the middle, that's going to soften the defense a lot. Stonda misses a really big opportunity to take down Fox there in the middle. And now that he doesn't, well, I think it's a good idea for him to play a little bit more defensively. You don't want to re-peek 3 people in the middle.
No. It's just a little painful if you do. I mean, risky business. You can take a shot to the face and it ruins your day real quick. Good flashes coming out here from Epsilon. They're also using them fairly early. They're just trying to disorientate 3D Max right now to set this up because they have moved up short. And it's looking like it's going to be a B-split push here coming out of Epsilon. Oh,
is he going to peek higher? Stonda takes one, but Fox is up on the box, and yes, they have no ideas. He's down now. Natu hasn't picked up a kill yet. It's going to have to come up big. He takes one, and that's the bomb carrier as well. Buying time, and speaking of time, there's only 17 seconds left here. 2v1. There's still no bomb plant. Fox has to plant alone in a 2v1 with 10 seconds left, and he's already been spotted, so they know he's in this corner waiting. Karan goes down. 4 seconds. He'll get the plant as well. He could really clutch this. Now it's Disturbed coming in from short, and Foxio has no idea where he is. He has to figure that out before he can even attempt a defense. He's behind forest position, or benches if you prefer. Backline here, looking all over the place. He spots out Disturbed, and he gets the kill as well. Such a quick flick. Foxio picking up a triple and saving the round right there.
Yeah, just easy peasy. I'm really surprised that Kuro decided to jump out of kitchen right there without hearing the bomb, or without the bomb going down.
Yes, that could have definitely been a mistake.
That's a shame, especially because Disturbed wasn't in position to support him quite yet. Disturbed was still working his way up short. And Fox, they could have tried to catch him in a pincer there, but instead, I mean, that's also the risk of Fox, though. If he spots you, you're dead pretty much. Like, it's very rarely in those kind of scenarios does he actually miss the shot. So, good to see that Fox is in good shape. If him and Scream start to roll, this is when 3D Max are really going to start to struggle.
He is one of those star power players that we talked about initially. He comes alive, you're right. Things can get ugly. Alu tried for a really fast apartments with the C-set 75 to catch someone. I think if you got that kill, it could have been really interesting because he would have had a rifle up in apartments, could have gone back in to spot the people coming out of the slope, and who knows, he had 2 teammates inside the A-bomb side as well. So, you know, it's the little things sometimes that make the difference, but he lost the battle and his teammates couldn't withstand, so they're going to have to save one more time here, 3D Max, which is, again, a sort of remnant of the fact that they spent all their money on their first buy round, so now they, you know, double eco here.
And this is, I mean, just a straight push, but one flash stops that push cold, and now Scream is going to be able to spot them out. He does take a lot of damage, though. Down to 27 HP. They should be able to, they could potentially close him in, but right now, it's going to be Epsilon still sneaking out onto that B site. They're going to be able to get that bomb plant scot-free. 3D Max still hold up in mid. They're only just now starting to move around and start looking towards the sites.
Oh. I don't know how Alu got that kill, because GMX spotted him out before he got spotted, but still wasn't quite enough. They could find Scream as well. They're coming in from 2 different angles here, so once Scream fires on someone, he's going to get flanked almost regardless. There's the kill. I would be surprised if Natsu doesn't turn around, but in fact, he's going to leave it up to Stonde, so he's just looking for a little bit more. Scream still waiting inside, faithfully guarding the television, making sure no one else who hasn't paid their subscription is going to come and watch. So, yeah, that's going to be a perfect round. I think they could have killed Scream then, though.
They could have. I think they were just... I don't understand why they were worried. Or why they slowed down. You know, even if somebody rotates in, there's still 4 of them with P250s. Like, they should be able to just mow somebody down, or at least put enough pressure where they get 1 or 2 kills. I mean, with Scream tagged down like that, just some hesitation there on 3D Max's part definitely costed them in the end. Now we see them, you know, after those ecos, they had plenty of money and they don't go back to the double op. In fact, it's Stonda who has the op. It's not going to be Alu taking it from the start.
We've seen that before as well. I mean, it could just be that he's playing a certain position on the map, like short where he's looking into middle here, that they preferred that kind of action over where Alu's holding in window. I mean, it's a judgment call. And right here they've said Stonda is going to be our man for the job. And 3D Max, I think they still need to start winning rounds. They need to start connecting a lot of rounds right here. It's mainly Foxyo and Scream who've been carrying this show. I mean, Foxyo at 11, 1, and 2 right now is pretty damn impressive. But 3D Max needs to start making this 6-7, 6-6 before they even start to crumble a little bit again.
No, exactly. They need the next 8 rounds in a row, pretty much. The rest of this half has to go 3D Max's way for them to consider this a good half. I mean, this is still, even in the best case scenario now, even if they come out 9-6, that's still average. That's not where they decisively won the half. They're still definitely in the red. So now 3D Max, there's a lot of pressure on them, and they need to make the right call. But flashes are coming into the A site, smokes soon to follow, and this is going to be the A site push coming out here from Epsilon.
Oh, and Scream in the window, opening kill, follow-up headshot on the guy holding shadows, and the whole of the A defense here of 3D Max evaporates instantly for them.
Just like it wasn't even there. Just completely eviscerated.
So that gives you a good picture of what it means to not have mid-control on this map, at least sometimes. There's no saying that Scream would have absolutely got that kill in window and then followed up with the one on Shadow, but if he gets the first one, it leaves the people in the A-bomb side in a very, very uncomfortable spot. So, I mean, we saw a couple of times the 3D Max were quite willing to push top or mid. They never really had a big win because of it, but I think they... You know, they might want to keep doing that just to prevent Epsilon from getting that much map control that they can sort of freely run into the A-bomb site from multiple angles, because that's dangerous. Nice job on R2, though, picking up those kills at the end and not giving up the M4.
Yeah, not dying. But that only puts him at 3-0-6. Natu has definitely not had a big impact so far at the beginning of this half. Going into the second half of the first half here, oh, looks like we have a pause coming up.
Well, wouldn't you know?
Is it going to be... Well... It's not Epsilon, funnily enough. It's actually 3D Max we're asking for the pause. But all the players are moving right now, so maybe just a hiccup. We'll see.
Stonda almost getting his face taken off there. The smoke only covers half the hallway, and when Foxyo's waiting on the other side with an AWP, can be a little bit risky. He's got the Max 7, though. Pretty good weapon exactly for this kind of work here. If they come on the apps, Natu, Alu going to be able to kill each. The bomb is dropped by B hallways here, and Stonda's ready for the jump. But Foxyo takes 2, and they lose the bomb site. What on earth? They finally take down GMX over at A, but that should have been a victory already for 3D Max.
It feels like it, right? Fox, he hits that shot? What?
Yeah.
He hit... No. He was aiming for Corone and then hit Disturbed, who was running behind Corone. That's what happened. There was like a mental disconnect there for me for a second. I was like, what? But still, triple kill for Fox. Scream still alive, 1v2, but he doesn't have much HP right now.
No, he doesn't. Still gets the headshot there, but Corone took him down through the smoke, and there should be enough time for the defuse here for 3D Max. So, considering they were in a, what, 4-on-2 or 5-on-2 or something like that before Fox landed all those kills... They should have come up with more than one member alive. At least they saved the AWP, but it's still very, very dangerous right now for 3D Max. Need to get the next 5 rounds in a row. Their TeamSpeak crashed. All right, that's what happened. That's not fun.
Their TeamSpeak crashed, and they still managed to take the round.
Yeah, that could be really uncomfortable.
Ah, well, actually, no, never mind. 3D Max. That's going to hurt you, actually, on your CT side if you can't communicate with your teammates. As far as what you see, that... Maybe that's when they have, you know, the backup bind, which is actually the communication in-game.
You kind of hope so, right? You do need to talk to your teammates. Same is true in matchmaking, guys. Get a microphone if you haven't got one already, because...
And use it, please.
Yeah, don't just get it, also use it. It's very true.
Yeah,
so,
sometimes.
7-2. This is the map that 3D Max picked. So I would say, so far, a somewhat underwhelming performance from them.
Yeah, this is... I'm really surprised, actually. I'm really surprised that we're not seeing a better performance out of 3D Max. I mean, Epsilon have definitely shown up and shown that they're very capable of taking the fight. They're showing a good level right now, but 3D Max, man, they definitely are missing something. It seems just like a little bit of hesitation from some of the players. You know, Corone, Disturbed, not really seeing the big plays out of them at all. And they aren't allowed. I mean, Epsilon, yes, they may be a mid-tier team, but you're not allowed to make mistakes against them just the same.
It's a really good double spray down on them from Natsu. Just when we're criticizing them a little bit here, they come up with something big. That's not easy to do with the FAMAS. Wouldn't even be that easy with an AK but or an M4, but FAMAS definitely a bad weapon for spraying down multiple targets. But he made it work anyway, and that's going to give them a big advantage now. Corone, Disturbed, inside the A bomb site. Smokes are up as well. They want to see where they are, and the problem is, if they reveal themselves to Fox and he gets a pick-off, the bomb could still go down, and there could be all sorts of trouble for 3D Max here. They do realize what's going on here. Biggie's going to go down as well. DMX next in line. Disturbed now, following up on what Natsu is showing with the FAMAS, leaving Foxio all alone here. 1-on-4. He's going to get the first kill in, but this should be it. They should be able to shut him down here and not allow him anything else.
Yep, in CT. Natsu. Foxio is remarkable. He really is.
He can get the bomb down now.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Although Stonda, yeah, Stonda's not going to be able to get there fast enough. He has to go through B apartments. So he can get the bomb plant at this point.
Oh, this is big. This is really big. In a 1v4, 1v5 really, because he killed Biggie as well, as he killed Disturbed as well. That's a lot. Getting 2 kills and a bomb plant. Now fighting to see if he can get a little bit more here. 3D Max, their team speaks working again. They're going to have to work together, and Fox will eventually go down to Stonda jumping in there. But that's super scary, isn't it?
That's way too close. Because if he hits that shot on Alu there, if Alu doesn't manage to chase him back around the corner, he turns it into a 1v2, then he can play from kitchen, he can just hide up in there, and everything goes his way. I mean, it was feasible. There was a window there for the ultimate 1v5 existence comeback to happen for Foxio. Just didn't quite manage it this time. So, still, Fox, man, he is on point right now. 16 frags. He's 16-1-4. This is almost like when he got his debut, right?
Yeah.
Way back beginning of or mid of last year, and we watched him on Mirage, and he was just beasting people, just beasting teams. It's looking a bit like that right now for Fox. Glad to see that he's maintaining that level.
Yeah, and the scary thing for 3D Max, they need to find a way to break him, make sure he either can't afford the orb, or that he can't get to use it as much as he has right now. But it's not so easy, and especially when they don't have the money. They are back on a double up, though, on 3D Max side, so there's that going on for the Finnish team. Right now, again, mid-control in plenty for Epsilon there. You see Scream just checking all the way up through Connector, not afraid really of anything. And we've seen what happens if they get a man into that window. It kind of breaks apart the 3D Max setup. And they are going to try and for a little bit of a boost here. Fox, look at this cheeky stuff. He falls off, but he wants Alu, and I think Alu heard that. He's growing suspicious now what's happening.
He's holding really far back, just prepared for that sort of push if he comes through the window again. I mean, Epsilon have done that a lot at this point, so it's only natural now that 3D Max are taking steps to prevent that kind of push in, that kind of incursion, right? They can't let them just keep doing that sort of play. And there it is, Stonda on short, picks up Scream in the back from Connector. So already 2-man advantage here for 3D Max. Alu catches Foxio. He's returned by Biggie, but Stonda comes in again, and that was a very clean kill there, and that was a very clean hold for 3D Max. Everything went according to plan.
They got the Molotovs down in the apartments as well. They killed a guy coming up from A-ramp. Really, really fast flick there from Disturbed. So, yes, that was a nicely managed round. Even though Epsilon did get into Connector, they obviously was one guy. Stonda was over on short, and he took a kill. So that just worked really well for the Finnish team. And now, finally, Epsilon are ecoing. They do have Tech 9s, which means there's always a chance you could still lose, because that pistol is so good. But, yeah, this should be 3D Max able... If they can make this 8-7, it's not exactly great, but it's not the end of the world. We've seen people win at 8-7 before.
I'm wondering, where are they going to... The bomb is just alone in mid right now for Epsilon. It feels really awkward. It feels really exposed.
Yeah, right now it feels like it's going to be a B push. And if it is, Natsu kind of just has to stay alive. And Stonda, if you can get a couple of kills, that's great, but... They just need to not die to the Tech 9s, because once that happens, B is not a fun bomb site to retake.
Alright, and Stonda's about to be under pressure here as well. He doesn't have the best weapon for this. He needs to land the shot on GMX when GMX tries to come up short. GMX makes the jump past Disturbed, so Disturbed isn't going to be able to stop him, and GMX actually just starts making noise everywhere, really trying to sow confusion in the ranks. 3D Max not going to be comfortable, and there it is! GMX point blank with the Tech 9. That's what can happen.
Instantly down. Natu in sight here. Gets the one. He keeps spraying. He gets 2 pistols out, and Alu's there to save the day. Perfect time for the rotation. If he hadn't been here, probably Natu would have gone down. Probably would have been a bomb plant as well for Epsilon. Even if they hadn't won the round, they would have got a lot more out of it. So, I mean, they lose the AWP on stun there. They didn't get to pick it up at the end. But apart from that, they managed to hold the B-bomb site. I think that's really what matters right now. And I think they could rebuy the AWP as well. I think Natu dropped one.
No, they saved Stonda's. So they were able to pick up Stonda's.
Well, Natu spent 5,000 on something.
He got killed. Scream jumping Tech 9
into
the face. So he dropped...
Good job!
What, 5,800 on nades and everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they picked up Stonda's off a short.
Alright,
I mean, regardless, that's the kind of save that they need to make, right? Because they still don't have a lot of money on 3D Max's side. Everything counts at this point for them. Remaining 2 rounds of the half, and 3 rounds rather. 3D Max have to take it.
It's getting critical. I mean, the Finnish team, they could lose and still buy, and that's always a nice thing to know. You can always feel good when you know that that's happening. But right now, you don't want to give an 8th round to Epsilon, so I don't even think that's on 3D Max's mind at the moment. I think they're just thinking about winning this ultimately. And, I mean, it is actually pretty rare to see a team leave this much mid-control to the terrorist side. Disturbed is his closest one to middle. Stonda's moved all the way back to kitchen. They're leaving Natu essentially. Well, Stonda's coming back, but Natu's very much the guy holding B. It's going to be an A push though. So Alu, first pick off with the AWP. Can he best Fox show? That has to be the test all the time. Once Fox goes down, you know you're feeling a little bit more safe. He missed the shot there. Alu goes down. Karom with 1 good kill. Quickly down Shadows again. Nice with the ladder control there. Goes for the spray down but cannot connect. And now they got to be careful coming up from behind his Scream. They've heard him though. He's still going to get a headshot. And it's a 1v2 right now with 8 seconds left. And Stonda is going to stand his ground with a double kill there in Epsilon. They never really made it into the bomb site, Semmler. They just kind of fought at the edge of it.
Yeah, they couldn't crack it. And that's being said, you know, with 3D Max not really giving a lot of mid control, or giving a lot of mid control rather, if you're going to focus on the sites like that, that's how the play needs to go. 3D Max at that point, when Epsilon come knocking, they need to land all of the shots, and they did that just perfectly. That's all they needed to do. Keep a couple guys alive and just keep control. Here
comes the B push that we talked so much about, rushing in here. 1 Tech 9 only, and already a kill happening in favor of Stonda. Also Natu in the background here, and Stonda realizes this AWP is no longer of value. I'm going to have to pistol my way out of this. Backup's coming in as well. Stonda goes down. I think Natu's fallen as well, and GMX, who can definitely AWP well, but not as well as Alu, ends up going down. So 2 kills, no bomb plant. I think 3D Max are going to be fine with that because the next round is the last one, so losing rifles doesn't really affect them any longer.
Well, spend all the money you got. And that's the... I mean, they still have a couple guys above 6K, but man, they really don't have much of a bank. 3D Max really had to run for this one. Epsilon, they can afford everything they need. Foxio's got an AWP and a Molotov, so he just doesn't decide to pick up a smoke. He goes for the Molly instead. He's more interested in burning people alive, Anders. He doesn't want to smoke them out. That's too slow.
I don't blame him. I do not blame him. Good kills here. That's Alu covering underpass and Stonda covering top mid. That's a lethal combination here. Grenade and Alu's shot actually going to rain in on Biggie to take him down, but Scream's also very low from that grenade. So that's a tough defense to crack. I wish we could have seen this from 3D Max really early on, and I guess they kind of tried it, but it didn't work to this level. But you can see how deadly Alu and Stonda can be in combination here.
Yeah, and it feels like... Yeah, but it feels like 3D Max needed to get warmed up pretty much. Feels like Epsilon came into this match warmed up and ready to go, and 3D Max were the ones who, with a cold engine, you know, just trying to sit there, right, and not be bored, not be frustrated because you're late for work or something. You gotta let your car warm up because it's cold out. You know, that's really frustrating, especially in Finland. It's really cold in Finland, Anders.
It is, but don't they have? I think they have like preheaters, don't they? They just like start their cars an hour early and then When they get there, it's nice and warm and comfortable.
What, are you, like, paying this guy with vodka or something? Is like just a random guy in the neighborhood who comes in, starts your car early an hour in the morning?
Man, technology, man. Karan at the end will pick up the kill right there, and it's 8-7. So I would say overall a good adjustment here for 3D Max, winning actually 7 rounds in a row towards the end. But the big problem obviously happened in them winning the 4th round. Their first rifle round, they won it. Things were looking good. They had a double op set up. I think they lost one of the orbs in this 4th round. And then afterwards, Epsilon just took 4 in a row, and that's all the Frenchmen needed to do. So Epsilon definitely coming out ahead in this first half.
Yeah, a half pretty much won by Epsilon. 7 rounds T-side, that's perfect. If they win the pistol right here, they can snuff 3D Max and just carry on this first map, which is 3D Max's map. So you pointed that out earlier. That's a real problem. That's a real problem now for 3D Max because they're going to go into Inferno. That's a map that Epsilon are reasonably comfortable on. Scream often, that's like a highlight reel map basically for Scream. He's just so comfortable holding CT side on that map, landing headshots left and right. So, and Foxio is very comfortable opping on that map as well. So if 3D Max can't turn it around here in the second half, get that pistol and just put a lot of pressure on Epsilon early, it's going to look pretty grim here for the Finns. We're going to hear a lot of Berkeles, Anders.
Well, I'm tempted to yeah, exactly. I'm tempted to agree with that assessment. I mean, I think 3D Max could probably beat Epsilon on Inferno, but it's always uncomfortable when you lose your own map pick, definitely, especially because of the way they did it. Like we sort of pointed out here at the end, they actually won 7 in a row towards the end, and when you do that, of course you're happy that you did it, but you're also thinking, why the hell didn't we do it from the beginning and just win 15 in a row? You know, we had obviously had the formulas to make it work. We were just too late to apply it, and that's frustrating. Now, going into the second half, if 3D Max, I mean, they haven't lost this map yet. They have 8 rounds. They just need another 8, and we're good to go. If they can get 3 of them from winning the pistol, which we put them at 11-7, and if they didn't win the 4th round, that's pretty much close to a victory. Like, that gets you really, really close. So it's not that far away for the Finnish team yet. Wouldn't go completely panic mode if I was them. And I'm pretty sure they're not.
No, I think that they're just trying to go over what they have in their playbook. Now it's about what can they actually do that works for them in the past, that has worked for them in the past, and what they are as well with Alu and Stonda. How much practice have they actually had on this map? If they picked it, they must feel confident on it. They must feel like they've had a lot of good work on it. Because Alu, I mean, you're coming from Mousesports. This was also one of Mousesports' strongest maps. So Alu is definitely comfortable on this map, no doubt about that.
Yeah, well,
just,
like I said,
working with this lineup, right?
Like I said, they've been boot camping, so certainly they've put in some work. But when you boot camp, you know, you have like a, I mean, obviously it's fun seeing your teammates, and you get to order pizza and, you know, hang out late till the night. No girlfriends or mums, you know, bothering you because you're boot camping. It's serious business. But you obviously have an overall plan. You're not just there to have fun. And if you're 3D Max, your overall plan pretty wasn't to try and practice for beating Epsilon in an online game on Mirage. I bet you were thinking about ASSREG. You're thinking, how can we get in here? What do the groups look like? Who else is playing? How can we make sure we get as far in this tournament as we possibly can? So not to say that 3D Max don't care about this match, because they care about all matches, I'm absolutely sure. But their focus could have been a little bit different. So maybe you know, maybe it's just that's what we're seeing here as well. Like the slow warm up, you know, they had their mind on something else, and now their mind is in it. Maybe a little bit late, but it's there now. So we'll see.
Question is, where did they have this boot camp, Anders?
I think it was at Natsu's place, although I actually just assumed I didn't think about it, but I actually just thought it was.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm assuming it's Natsu's as well, because he's got the real setup over there. Hot tub, you know, plenty of land for running around in the snow, because Finns need to run in snow right after they've been in the sauna, and then they go into the hot tub, and then, you know, I'm sure it was pretty warm at the boot camp.
Yeah, a friendly wife and 2 great kids as well. Natsu has 2 really great kids, so yeah, who knows? Who knows? Why not? Why not bring O's and people to play video games? I think that's a great plan. Scream in the middle with the B2000 in hand. It's going to spot a bunch of people coming in. Grenade, pretty well timed. Oh my god, that does a lot of damage, but they're still alive. They just need to win this fight against Uzi up here. Then they can get into the bomb site. Natsu's got the bomb. If he goes down, it is nothing short of a disaster, and he will. Now they have to get up and find the bomb, but they're winning the pistol fights. How is this happening?
Yeah, they're just winning the fights outright. They're like, well, what do we need a bomb for anyway, guys? It's all good. We got Glocks. We're just going to go ahead and beast them. Uzi's only got 20 HP. So it's looking kind of grim. Biggie's been spotted out on short as well. He's getting gunned down by Corona, and I think at this point 3D Max are just like, screw the bomb. We're just going to kill them. And Epsilon walked right into that.
Okay, Winland. I guess that's another way of doing it. That is supposed to be... Okay, obviously not round losing, as we just saw, because they won the round. But if the one guy carrying the bomb drops the bomb in B apartments like that, and you have to go up and pick it up while you're fighting, that is a very, very bad omen. But they handle that situation with just pure violence. So who's to say violence isn't the answer? Epsilon trying to hold the B bomb site once again. 3D Max not messing around, just charging in, and it's the P90 doing the work this time around. Foxshow, though, with a very, very sexy 1D there.
Yeah, and that kind of drops the bomb out in the open as well. So it's not really going to help things here for 3D Max. They need to sneak up, pick it up without getting picked off from window. Good suppressing fire there to keep Epsilon from peeking out. Now they've got the smoke as well, but Scream through the smoke, catches a headshot on Corona with the 5-7. And that's really going to hurt them. I mean, 3D Max now are going to get pinned down on this site, and Biggie is coming in through B apartments. He's been spotted, however. That's not going to help him.
Did I say what? I meant Vac. That's unreal. And if Foxshow's going to get the shot in, Alice alone with the Mag 10 in hand is not at all cool. And he ends up going down. That was... Oh, after that very, very smooth entrance. They traded 2 for 1 coming in. Then they took a while getting the bomb down, and they just got... They got pistoled to death.
They got pistol whipped is what. And I think Uzi doing the damage at the beginning with the CZ from that range in that corner. That made the difference there. That slowed 3D Max down enough to allow for the rotation to come in. Foxio also, he had 2 sexy 1Ds that round. The one that we saw at the end, but the opening one from kitchen window as well. I mean, that's just, you can't really handle that. That's too good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's definitely going to be shattering here for 3D Max, though, because they go for a force buy. They don't hesitate. But if they lose this force buy, then they're ecoing, and things go south for them real quick.
Now, I do love the fact that they're so quick up short. That's kind of what I was talking about. I love it when people rush short like this, because it's actually hard for someone at GMX to handle, especially with the Mag 10 instantly down now up in the apartments here. They got to worry about Uzi, and Uzi just a little bit slobby there. Foxshow does take down one, but it's a 3-on-3 again. The smokes are up, and they will at least get, they should at least get the bomb down here. Question is, can they do more? And look at this, Epsilon aren't even waiting. Caron takes down one, no bomb plant yet. Scream goes down, and they are going to end up winning it. Alu with a double, Caron with a double, and 3D Max, they bring it right back. Now, just to quickly jump back to Uzi, this is really, really easy for me to say with, you know, perfect 20/20 hindsight and all that stuff. But if you're in a corner like this, you have basically one job. You have to decide between one or two things. Either you want to play the ultimate ninja and wait until everyone's, you know, made it past and then start shooting, or you want to mow people down as they're getting in. Doing anything in between, which is like fighting half of them when they're down and half of them are still in the apartments, is very bad. And I think Uzi got a little bit tricked there. I think he got a little bit anxious, and it's hard when you're in the situation, but you have to choose one or the other.
Well, I think he's gonna, like, there's that halfway ground, but I think he's really going to be kicking himself for taking that shot that he didn't hit, right? On the guy who jumped off the balcony. Yeah. That's the big thing, because it gave away his position. If he has the element of surprise coming around that corner, because I missed the man who he killed in the apartments there, or he failed to kill, rather, in the apartments. But that guy gets caught off guard because he just saw his teammate run past that corner and nothing happened, right? So he's maybe thinking, okay, I got to get onto the site or something like that, right? And then you have that element of surprise. The fact that he shot at the guy jumping off, that gave it away completely, and then... Yeah, and then he's just screwed. He's going to be stepping right into a hail of bullets. Yeah. So and now it looks like we've lost GMX for Epsilon.
Ooh, so we're back to that.
The game begins, Anders. The game begins. Can we? There's a good variety of benches on Mirage, though, so I think we'll be all right.
Have we discussed benches on Mirage? I don't think we have we? Well, we will.
I don't think we've had the opportunity.
And Scream's also out. Biggie's also out. That's it. Epsilon are gone. No, they're connecting back in, don't worry. Well, I mean, the big thing is once someone jumps by you when you're standing in exactly this corner here, it also tells you that they probably don't intend. Like, when the first guy doesn't check the corner, it is highly unlikely the second guy on the route is going to check the corner, because mentally you're thinking, since the first guy didn't die, I mean, you're not thinking about it, subconsciously you're assuming, since the first guy didn't die, probably no one is in that corner. And it's, you know, it's a safe bet that you can stay there for a while. But it is always a risk. Someone else could check and you could end up going down without taking anyone with them. And like I said, I'm sure Uzi knows all of this way better than we do. Once you're in the game, it is so much harder to play it cool. And that's just what it is.
Tight.
Yeah.
You get wired tight, and it's can be very stressful, no doubt about it.
I would say all the benches on this map are almost... Well, there's the wooden bench in B, but the rest of them are just like stone benches. They're not even marble. They're just like crude stone benches, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Like, the bench is like this weird... Like, the bench on B as well is like this weird mix. Like, you have a French bench, you know, that's just basically wood, right?
Is this a French bench? Why does it rhyme?
That's a French bench, bro. Bon français. But that's what you find in all the parks in France, right? That shape.
All right.
But then, you know, it's like it's chosen. It's maybe getting a little weak in its old age. You know, it is looking a little old there. So it's backed itself with concrete, right?
Yeah, I see.
So that's a crazy bench right there. It's just like one wall that's just for the bench as well, right? That's a very considerate mason who put those up.
Gotta keep the support in case anyone needs to rest. And as far as I can tell, all the rest of them are definitely just solid concrete benches. There's lots of other furniture though on this map. There's couches and sofas as well. You know, it's just everything's going on. I mean, these aren't really benches, but up in the B hallways, it's like this is almost like I want to say like a Middle Eastern feel to it. You know, where you sit here, you drink some tea, maybe some girls come by. I don't know. It's very lounge.
You got the hookah on the little table there.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a very lounge feeling up here. Is there a fan somewhere in the ceiling? No, there's not. All right, well, still, it feels good up here. No benches, but we're back into the game now. Luckily, now that Epsilon have got their connection issues sorted out, Foxio has bought it's the casual Eco Scout that he's picked up, but he had the money for it, so whatever. Why not do it?
Yeah, he's had a lot of money since the beginning of this half as well, because he's been getting kills consistently. So it's just money in the pocket for him every time he was able to get his op if he wanted it. Now he's got his scout. And now, unfortunately for Epsilon, because they lost that follow-up round, they're back to pistols. So it's let's see if they can manage the same magic here. I mean, GMX is the one rocking the deagle this time, but you give anything with the scope to Fox, magic is gonna happen, right?
Yeah, just give him like a Glock and some binoculars, and he'll still kill people. But you're right. Definitely worth it. Natu, pretty good angle on Biggie, and since he was the only one actually directly covering A, if you don't count in Scream, who's all the way up here, that leaves it plain open. Of course, there's no way 3D Max can know that, but just getting the opening frag like that, it's going to feel pretty good.
I'm admiring the patience here from Epsilon as well. 30 seconds, and there you go. GMX couldn't have asked for an easier shot. Wow, Natu hunts down Uzi in the meantime, so GMX is kind of boxed in here. He will just try, and again, attempt to slow 3D Max down. Only 20 seconds now. And he's going to get caught in the side.
Oh, Scream takes the bomb again, gets a headshot. They got to be careful here, but Scream will go down. If Scream had killed Natu as well, and they hadn't lost both the members in window room over here, who knows what could have happened. But 3D Max, they don't crumble to it now. It's 11-8. I think this next round, Semmler, is going to be the really, really critical one. 3D Max could lose, and they would probably still force up. In fact, I'm quite sure they would. Epsilon, though, if they lose now, they are going to be back to ecoing, and there's a real chance 3D Max can still take this map away.
This is okay, right? Total turnaround, right? 3D Max, really rough start. Now, all of a sudden, they've got a great start here, and you're right. There's a real risk here for Epsilon. This is a crucial round. Foxio doesn't have his AWP. He's going to have to rely on that M4. And 3D Max, once again, putting a lot of pressure on mid, but Epsilon have a different approach. They are definitely focusing quite a bit on mid. A guy on short, a guy on connector, really trying to see if they can't keep eyes on underpass. And there you go, Foxio, he's going to take out Natu.
Good job, and we're just temporarily stuck here in a smoke because I used the follow function, and every once in a while, rarely, it sort of screws it up. So I'm sorry about that, guys. We missed that kill, but we're ready for the next one, hopefully. Fox is up in the apartments here, or up in the middle windows, and he's going to get grenaded down once, and I think they could hear him run away as well. So they probably know he's softened up. He's actually going to fall very far back, and just like we criticized 3D Max for giving up control of middle in this window room, well, Epsilon doing the exact same thing, and it could be fatal.
Oh, it can be a real problem, you're right. Let's see, push in, Disturb, does he come through that smoke? Look at Biggie, waiting and get right, perfect play. Just shuts him down, and now a two-man advantage holding here for Epsilon. 20 seconds left for 3D Max, and they're trying to get cheeky. They're trying to work their way through B, and Foxio's already waiting in CT.
Yeah, but he goes down. Uzi, I think, is the key man here. There's 10 seconds left. If he can kill the bomb planter once, that's all it takes. And Does he realize that Caron is putting the bomb down? He's going to be successful putting the bomb down, so they're playing for the retake instead. They could have probably won the round right there, but they didn't know where Stonda was, and they didn't want to risk it. So now 2v3. A bit of a grenade here. Caron with a good headshot. It's now a double. It's now a triple. And it's a 1v1. Scream versus Stonda. And he has by far the advantage right now. Scream wants to try and find him. He doesn't have a kit. Stonda just has to play this safe. He's hiding up here still. And he's going to get the kill as well. Well played on Stonda's part there. And even if Scream got it, I don't think he would have had time to defuse. I didn't see a kit on anyone else either. So 12-8. And 3D Max win a huge round for themselves.
I could almost see the mental gears working there for Stonda, where he was like, no, I'm not going to run away. Because he gets in the window, right? And he could have dropped down, but then he would have given high ground advantage to Scream. He was just like, no, this is where it ends. Scream, come at me, bro. Just point blank spray. Scream comes around that corner.
Yeah.
So, but that was really well done. That was also Caron, you know, me calling him out a little bit in the beginning of this map, saying that he wasn't really playing up to snuff, that he didn't quite have the level. Well, there you go. That's the kind of round that he needs to be delivering regularly. I mean, 2 kills, 2 crucial kills in that 2v3 made it possible for Stonda to win that 1v1.
Yeah, and Caron is up at 19 kills. He's top fragging on the terror side, so he's really stepped it up, which is absolutely fantastic. Alu's sort of in the middle of the field together with Stonda. Natu and Disturb, they're not far behind. They are at the bottom of the scoreboard, but it's not like they are horribly underperforming. I mean, Natu started this game having 0 kills for quite a while. So it's great to see that the in-game leaders really stepped it up, because that is super important at this level of Counter-Strike. And it's an eco round for Epsilon. They could push themselves up to a 5-round lead by winning this one, and Epsilon are going to have their backs to the wall if that's going to be the case. GMX reloading once. They're all coming. He's only got one teammate here to help him. C-set 75, not going to save him this time. Fox is going to go down trying to get up underpass. This is a perfect B-take coming out right now for 3D Max.
Yep, and good back coverage as well here. Disturbed. He may get caught, and there you go. Scream does manage to gun him down at range with a 5-7. So Disturbed really trying to be careful and watch their backs. He did pick up 1 kill on a man rotating in, but Scream, with some sneaky play, does manage to save a gun and run away. So this is going to be a very, very valuable find here for Scream, holding on to this $2,700 AK. Means that somebody gets a rifle who probably would have had to skimp and go FAMAS to get nades, stuff like that. Now they can have somebody with full nades, full gear. That's going to make the difference. And Biggie, you're only going to get the 1, but still, nicely done.
Yeah, it's definitely better than none. And I'm wondering if this AK is going to allow someone to drop an orb. I mean, Scream, yeah, I think he could. No, we can't quite. Unless he had. No, yeah, so it's going to be headless armor for Foxio instead. Fair enough. That's a sacrifice worth making when you're playing on the CT side, without a doubt. I was wondering how they were going to manage it, if they could have had just enough for someone else to go armor orb and then drop the, keep the AK, drop the orb for Fox, but they find some sort of hybrid model, and that's fine. Now 3D Max are back to a fairly regular A push here. And I like the fact that Alu's in the middle just making a tiny bit of noise. And you can see Epsilon are sort of interested. They're wondering what's going on middle. And as they are, well, all hell breaks loose in the A-bomb site. Flashes, smokes raining in. And then a little bit delayed, but still enough to make these flashes and smokes worthwhile. They're going to end up pushing in, and that's a great opening double kill right here. Now, Epsilon have to stay cool. They have to survive this. If they lose this round, they could lose this whole map. GMX very low on health. 3-on-5 retake coming up. The bomb is already down, and 3D Max they're just wrecking them at the moment. It's a 2v3 now.
Yeah, now this is where 3D Max need to slow it down. Now, they've taken the fights initially. They've allowed a way back in for Epsilon. This is where they really need to slow it down, play the 2v1. And there you go. Disturbed's getting into A pit. Alu's been spotted out in the apartments, but that doesn't matter now. Even if Uzi knows where they are, he realizes in how much trouble he's in. He's going to go. He has to go for the defuse. He's trying to bait them out, but Alu plays it perfectly. And 3D Max are on the way to a perfect T-half. Okay, Anders, there was a reason for them picking this map after all.
Apparently so, which is interesting because by far the majority of teams right now are chiefly good on the CT side, and then the best teams have like a couple of tricks up their sleeve on the terrorist side that will win them like that extra round on the T side. But 3D Max, yeah, they seem really well polished right now, and that's great to see. Nice A take and nice A hold afterwards, which is actually the big problem for most teams. They are gonna run into Scream and Biggie. Caron going for the retake here, and a great headshot on Biggie to follow up. That's gonna leave them in an uncomfortable position. Foxio though is up in abs, and he could be backstabbing this whole push, but are they realizing it? Oh, Fox! He gets the follow-up shot. That could have been absolutely fatal. He's going to go down to Stonda. It's still a 2v2.
And that bomb has been planted as well. Stonda's in position with the AWP. Great shot onto GMX. And that was a very close call. He gets both of them in the end.
Wow.
Uzi trying to pick him off, but it just doesn't happen. That first shot on GMX, though, was perfect from Stonda, however. When he pulled the trigger, there was only just like a couple of pixels of GMX showing there. So for him to land that shot, that was big.
Now, something to watch out for, and a point that's really worth making, is actually a lot of teams are very, very good at smoking off, you know, connector, jungle, and then CT spawn, and getting the bomb down at 8. That's not a big problem, actually. The problem is keeping the bomb. If you look at a team like Dignitas now, the team solo mid team, they do this a lot, but they can't hold it very often. 3D Max seem to do both, and that's very important. Right now, though, Epsilon fighting back. They don't want to lose the map just yet, and they're going to have a very good round on their half here. Triple kill for Scream, doing what he does best and hitting headshots. So 9 to 15. And, I mean, Epsilon could take the next 6 in a row here and force overtime. It's possible.
It's possible if they win this next round, because there is going to be a buy out of 3D Max. Disturbed, I mean, are they going to be able to, they should be skimping? No, they just barely have enough to get rifles on everybody. That was some good money management there from 3D Max. I was thinking with them buying an AWP that they would have somebody just go for a pistol and nades, but they do manage to squeak by. And then Foxio, he's going to ruin their day. Alu, that was like the slowest peak as well. Just so slow, but Foxio pulls the trigger first.
It was slow, and Alu should have by far had the advantage then, because he was sort of ready for it. GMX wall banging through onto Natu. A very common spot, so no vac just yet. But yeah, that's painful. Losing one and almost losing a second one.
Alright, let's see now. At this point, this is not quite point of no return, but this is definitely scary. And they're going to check. I like this here from Caron, checking, get right to make sure that nobody is there. But that kind of gives it away here. Scream getting in position on top of balcony. Biggie rotating into CPL. They have a man that's GMX into CT now. And Epsilon are setting up to hold off this push once it comes through.
Scream, got to be careful. He's not getting flashed. You can see him waiting for it. The Molotov going down in case he was holding under the ladder, but he's holding on top of it. So is he going to be able to pick up the kill? Caron gets one. Scream has to stay alive, and I think he knows it as well. He's just playing with Disturbed here. He's going to get flashed a little bit, but Disturbed has the wrong angle, and Scream comes out on top here. Natu, well, even if he got that kill on Scream, it wouldn't have helped. So in the end, it's 15 to 10, and it's going to be an eco round for 3D Max this time. No bomb plant in the last two for them, so they're going to have to.
Well, that's... I'm wondering if 3D Max just needed to go a bit faster. You could tell that they were being so systematic in their take there, checking all the angles, using nades, just throwing nades everywhere to make sure that nobody was hiding. But all of that time also allowed for Epsilon to get into better positions, in CT, in connector, with Scream up on balcony. I think it was too much time given there to 3D Max.
Well, they heard you, Semmler. They said, no more time being wasted. I mean, it's an eco round. We're just going to rush, and Scream gets a quad kill. A little bit unfair, of course, because, you know, it's not quite the same speeding up when you don't actually have the rifles for it. 15-11, and it's time for 3D Max to buy again. If they wanted an AWP, it'd be with that armor anyway, and they don't really have to. Like, all their players can still use rifles, and they're on the T side, so it's not as important as it is on the CT side, I'd say.
This is when they decide to change up the site, huh? Okay. Oh, they're changing up their approach at least. Are they going to put two guys into low underpass? Yeah, okay, they are. And they're going to try and pincer in on mid right now to catch anybody peeking around from Epsilon.
Oh, look at Disturbed. He saw that coming. It's the double A-ramp push coming out from Epsilon to catch someone out. And Disturbed could have been killed already. Like, that is very hard to deal with if you're not ready. But he definitely was. And Epsilon back to the middle again. Just in time. Oh, Foxio. He turns back. He hasn't spotted anyone. This is almost unreal.
No, that's smoke. That's Natu just getting in there blind. Stonda walks right into GMX. He's not going to expect the second man, however. Natu wins a crucial duel versus Foxio, who was trying to clear him out. And now it's all Uzi. Uzi's the only man alive on the B side of the map for Epsilon.
Caron, look at this. Uzi has no idea. He's being mind-gamed so badly, but he still wins the fight. I can't believe it. Scream also picking up one kill, leaving Natu and Alu in a weird position. I think Caron should have won that fight against Uzi, and if he had, that would have been a B bomb site open for business now. Uzi is eventually going to go down. Alu with a good pick-off. He's got the bomb as well, and he's just going to go straight for it. Scream, not really hesitating, running right into the site. Alu wins the fight. Now it's a 1v2, and this one's for the map here. Biggie has to do it.
Yeah, that's all Biggie now. Bit of a mistake there by Scream committing, but then down to the timing. And Alu is now in position. They're just holding. They know that they have time. 10 seconds still, and there you go. What a comeback from 3D Max. What a comeback. I mean, after that first half where they just did